I'm using so much clay, I'm going to be using a bat, and there's like a blueberry yellow bean tin over there, the tools that have bat pins in them, so they just look like little screws or something. And you just stick them in the holes on your wheel, and then the bats all have holes in them. There it's the wood ones, and then there are plastic ones around. The plastic ones are nicer to throw on because they're lighter, and then the surface is kind of like rougher on your hands when it's like spinning. So what I do is I really, when I'm using this much clay, I really make sure that I kind of pound it into shape so that it's like more easier to center. And then I'll take my wood tool and I'll score the bottom. And this helps like add that area for it to suction more. And then when you put it down, you really want to make sure you're getting it close to center. And then I just kind of slowly spin my wheel and smack it back down. And with these boards, since this like wood is like a drier material, it's like harder for the clay to stick to it. So you might have to add water and seal it down a little. And then when I start centering, I'm really bracing the side of the clay on the left with my left hand and really pushing forward with my right hand. And I make sure I keep my right arm like supported into my right thigh. And I start to comb the clay up. And when I'm doing that, I always try to keep my fingers or my thumb flat across the top, so I'm not like opening it or letting it get uneven and coming to a point. And then I'll keep my left hand on the side and make a fist with my right hand, and I'll start to push the clay down. And sometimes if I have to, I'll just use my entire forearm to push the clay down, depending on how much clay I'm using. And if the clay's a little harder, it's sometimes easier if you use your entire forearm. This clay's been sitting out for a while, so it's harder than when I was throwing it earlier. And I'm really keeping like my left hand really steady to brace the clay. And then because I'm making such a wide form, when I'm pushing the clay down before I open it, I want to make sure it's as wide as I want the base of my bowl. So when I pull my walls up, it doesn't flop over. And I'm also making this kind of low. So then I'll find the center with my thumb and kind of start to push down, mark that area, and then I'll push down with my fingers. And I leave a little bit more extra clay at the bottom when I'm throwing large than a normal size bowl so that I can trim a nice foot, and so that the bowl has more support. And you can see that you start to get these ridges when you're doing this, so you can just go back and compress them. And then I'll use my sponge and I pull the clay towards me to open up that whole bottom. And I'm really basically right now just like working on making a giant cylinder. Because the cylinder, that form is really what helps you get any other forms that you're making. So you'll have that corner that the cylinder has in the bottom, but eventually you'll go in with a rib and kind of get that smooth bowl transition. And I'm still really trying to support the outside of the clay with my left hand. And I'm always compressing that ring back down. I also keep using my sponge to compress the bottom. So then I'll like undercut, so I have an area to put my fingers or the sponge so I can start pulling up the walls on my bowl. And rather than pulling them out like that bowl shape, I pull them up to keep it vertical. And even though I think I'm mostly pulling straight up with a cylinder, they're still probably going to flare out a little. And you also want to make sure that you're going slow. So each time I lift my fingers up, with each pull, it's one rotation of the wheel head. And you're always like following the same steps that you follow when you throw another bowl or a cylinder. So you're just gonna, like the poster up there, just keep following those steps. And just really pay attention to your speed.
I have a question. What's the point of the board on the wheel heads?
The board is so that, because you're making such a large pot, when you take it off, it won't like flop over. Or you know how when you lift something heavy with the polish, it kind of bends in?
Yeah.
It helps you keep it sturdy. So after you would throw this, you would just undercut it with a wire and you would leave it on to sit.
Okay.
So like I have those two bowls over there that I threw earlier. So those, when they're like leather hard, I'll just cut through them again and then I can just take them off and trim them. So then, I like to use the metal rib. I don't use the side with the corners, I use the round side. And I'll use it to smooth out the outside, get rid of my throw marks and get rid of any of the sludge. And then I'll do the same thing on the inside. And it also really helps to compress that bottom again and helps to remove some of the wet clay so that you don't get as many ass cracks. And then what you can do is you can use like the cheese grater, and I'm going to do faceting. So I'm going to try this a little different. And so I threw a pot with thicker walls so I can cut away the clay.
You can tell the difference between the freshmen and the upperclassmen. You know, it's really crazy, right? Oh, I'm filming. Now that's like, whoops.
So like the thicker the walls of your pot, the more clay you can cut away. And so then what I do is, after I cut away the clay, I kind of check my rim again. And I'm always compressing my rim when I'm pulling up too. And then you can just take your rib and kind of start to like belly out your pot, and then give yourself that like full curve rather than the corners at the bottom. And you want to make sure that your rib is wet when you're doing it, otherwise it's going to get caught on the clay. Does anyone have any questions about anything, or? Yeah.
Well, I always like end up like with that where it's not even on the top. So how do you like make it even? Like if like one half is like a little higher than the other.
You can go in with your needle tool and just kind of like mine has that unevenness. So I'll just take my needle tool and try to find an area, and I just poke right through so it's touching my finger, my pointer finger, and then I just spin it and then I stop and just look down at it. And then I'll just go back in and kind of compress it. And you can use like a chamois or a wet paper towel as a chamois to compress it more.
So do you do that?
Yeah, you can do it in the end. If it's really bothering you while you're throwing, you can do it while you're throwing, like midway.